God made the first man and woman. Have you ever wondered what the earth was like when humans first appeared? There were no cities, no houses, no roads, and no people. There were beautiful plants, trees, animals, birds, and fish. Everything that Jehovah had made was good. In fact, when Jehovah looked at everything he had made, he saw that it was very good. Genesis 1 verse 31. Jehovah had already prepared the earth as a wonderful home. He had created light, the sky, dry land, seas, plants, trees, birds, fish, and animals. Now it was time for something very special. Jehovah was going to create humans. The Bible tells us that God made humans in his image. Genesis says, God went on to create the man in his image. In God's image he created him. Male and female he created them. This did not mean that humans looked like God physically. Rather, humans were given qualities that reflected their creator, such as the ability to show love, wisdom, justice, and concern for others. Jehovah first created the man. His name was Adam. But how did Jehovah make Adam? Jehovah God formed the man from the dust of the ground. Then he blew into his nostrils the breath of life, and Adam became a living person. Imagine that moment. Adam had not existed before. Suddenly, he was alive. He could see, hear, breathe, think, and observe the wonderful world around him. Adam's life was a gift from Jehovah. Jehovah had not simply created Adam and left him without a purpose. God had prepared a beautiful place for him to live. Jehovah planted a garden in a place called Eden. It was a beautiful garden filled with trees that were pleasing to look at and good for food. Among the trees were the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and bad. A river flowed out of Eden to water the garden, and it divided into 4 rivers. Can you imagine how beautiful Eden must have been? There would have been no pollution, no damaged forests, no crowded cities, and no suffering. Adam's home was exactly the kind of place that a loving creator would provide for his first human son. And Jehovah had given Adam an important job. The Bible says that Jehovah settled Adam in the Garden of Eden to cultivate it and to take care of it. So Adam was not expected simply to sit around and do nothing. He had meaningful work. He was responsible for caring for the garden that Jehovah had given him. This also helps us understand something important about God's purpose for the earth. Psalm 115 verse 16 says, "As for the heavens, they belong to Jehovah, but the earth he has given to the sons of men." The earth was intended to be a wonderful home for humans. Jehovah also gave Adam plenty of food. Adam could eat from the trees of the garden. Jehovah had provided everything Adam needed. But there was one tree from which Adam was not allowed to eat. Jehovah gave Adam this command. He could eat from every tree in the garden, but he must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and bad. Jehovah clearly explained what would happen if Adam disobeyed. He said that in the day Adam ate from it, he would die. That was a simple command. Adam had many wonderful things to enjoy. He had a beautiful home, plenty of food, meaningful work, and a close relationship with his creator. There was only one tree that he was not permitted to eat from. Jehovah was also teaching Adam something very important. Adam needed to trust and obey his creator. But Adam was alone. Jehovah said, "It is not good for the man to continue by himself. I am going to make a helper for him as a complement of him." Jehovah then brought the animals and flying creatures to Adam. Adam was given the privilege of naming them. The Bible says that whatever Adam called each living creature became its name. Think about how amazing that assignment must have been. Adam would have observed the different animals and birds and given each one a name. He could see that there were many kinds of creatures, each with its own characteristics. But something was missing. Adam saw many animals, but none of them was a suitable helper and companion for him.
There was no human like Adam.
Jehovah knew exactly what Adam needed. So Jehovah caused Adam to fall into a deep sleep. While Adam was sleeping, Jehovah took one of his ribs and then closed up the flesh over the place. Jehovah then used that rib to build a woman and brought her to Adam. The woman's name was Eve. Now Adam was no longer alone. When Adam saw the woman, he was deeply pleased. He said, "This is at last bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh." Adam recognized that Eve was different from all the animals. She was a human like him. She was his perfect companion, someone who could share his life, his work, and his future. Jehovah had created Adam and Eve as male and female. He then blessed them and gave them an important purpose. They were to have children, become many, fill the earth, and care for it. They were also given responsibility for the animals and other living creatures. Think about what Jehovah's purpose meant. Adam and Eve were not supposed to remain only two people living in one small garden. They were to have children. Their family would grow. Their descendants would spread throughout the earth. As the human family increased, they could care for the earth and make it a beautiful home. The earth itself had been given to mankind. Jehovah had created the earth with everything humans would need. He had provided plants for food, animals, water, and a beautiful environment. His purpose was for humans to enjoy life and take good care of their earthly home. Psalm 115 verse 16 reminds us that Jehovah gave the earth to mankind. Adam and Eve also had the opportunity to enjoy a beautiful marriage. Later, when Jesus spoke about marriage, he referred back to what happened in Eden. Jesus said that the one who created humans from the beginning made them male and female. He then referred to the arrangement in which a man would leave his father and mother and stick to his wife, and the two would become one flesh. Jesus added that what God has yoked together should not be separated by man. So the marriage arrangement was not something humans invented. Jehovah established marriage from the beginning. Adam and Eve were the first married couple. At first, they had no reason to be afraid of each other or ashamed. Genesis says that both of them continued to be naked, yet they were not ashamed. They were innocent and had nothing to hide from one another. Everything seemed perfect. Adam had a loving creator. He had a beautiful home. He had meaningful work. He had plenty of food. He had a wonderful wife. And he had the opportunity to live forever if he continued to obey Jehovah. But there was one command that Adam and Eve needed to respect. They could eat from every tree in the garden except one. Would they continue to trust Jehovah? Would they obey the simple command he had given them? Sadly, something was about to happen that would change their lives and eventually affect the entire human family. The Bible account shows that Jehovah's purpose for the earth and mankind was good from the beginning. He did not create humans simply to suffer and die. He created the earth as a home for mankind and gave humans the responsibility of caring for it. And Adam and Eve had every reason to trust their Creator.
Questions: what work did Jehovah give to Adam? Why did Jehovah create Eve? What special command did Jehovah give Adam? What would happen if Adam ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and bad? What does the creation of Adam and Eve teach us about Jehovah's purpose for humans and the earth? In the next chapter, we will learn what happened when Adam and Eve were faced with a temptation, and why their decision affected the whole human family. I hope you enjoyed the second part of the Bible that I covered today. If you'd like to see more, I'll be continuing this journey all the way to the end. Please subscribe to my channel so you'll be notified as soon as I release the next part. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.